So welcome everybody. This is Lizete Morais from Live, Love and Lead from Wholeness with the beautiful Valerie White. Hi, Valerie.
Hi.
I had the distinct privilege to work with Valerie for 6 weeks during our Women Leaders Arise. And it was our pilot with our first 6 week journey. And Valerie said yes, came on board, and it's been an incredible ride, which we just finished. And we'd love to share with you what happened. So, Valerie, if you can just let people know, like, where you're from, what do you do in the world, just to get to know you a little bit better.
Okay, yes, sure. I'm Valerie White. I'm from the northeast of England. Pretty cold here right now. Yeah, I'm a health and wellness practitioner, and I work with bioenergetics. The system that I use, we can work online, where we can do voice scanning of your energetic system to see where your body and your mind are needing support at this time. So yeah.
Really beautiful work. And so how did you learn about Women Leader Arise, just so that people can know?
I was just on a Soul Sisters gathering, just an evening hangout one day, and the leader, who was Eva Andrea, she introduced us to Lizete, and Lizete did the most beautiful meditation, which just touched me so deeply. And then when Lizete said that she was doing this call, I just felt so drawn to do this, even though for so many years now I've kind of been looking for answers. My business wasn't picking up the way I hoped that it would. I just felt that I didn't have the right energy or the right words. And so I decided to just take a punt and do this course, which Lizete was doing for the first time. And then the next morning, after I'd signed up for the course, began to think, oh, you've done it again, haven't you? You've paid for another course, you've paid for yet another course, and you know the answers aren't out there.
Right, you're not going to learn really what you're looking for.
Generally, they never have been out there. But I have to say, until I met Lizete.
So I mean, you've shared a little bit about where you were, love, but what was the 6 weeks like? Like, what did you discover that was so different than what you'd ever discovered before?
You know, I think it was more about the way you were putting the course across and the way you were drawing us in. We were a small group. We all had our own individual issues. And I found that I didn't need to specifically address my personal issues. They were just being addressed. There was something in the energy that was just coming across those airwaves and hitting me, and it was changing me.
And how have you changed, Valerie?
I have never felt like this before. The synchronicities that started happening after week 3 or 4, perhaps, things were just changing. People were asking me about my system, about the voice scanning. People were recognizing that I actually existed, which was my biggest issue, was getting my message out there. And then I found that I wasn't so much pushing to get the message out. The message was kind of just going, and people were floating to me.
Beautiful. So we activated something. We activated flow in you and presence in you. Yeah.
Yes, I've never felt that before, not with anybody. And I'd say I've done lots of courses. I'm so interested in mind and body and in energy. I work in energy. And
of course.
Who'd have thought somebody like me that has all these systems and all of these things to help me, that could feel so blocked and not be able to
Mhm.
address my own issues. And yet, when we met on that Soul Sister evening, that was just so beautiful. And I was so just drawn to enroll on this course. It may have been the title as well as the meditation, which was so beautiful, and your energy that was just so beautiful. But the title, Woman Leader Arise. And I just felt for so long, I have wanted to lead, I've wanted to show, I have so much to offer. And yet
Mm.
it wasn't happening until Woman Leader Arise. And here I am arising.
Here you are arising. So
Yeah.
I mean, we only did it for 6 weeks, and I know that we're gonna continue our journey together for sure. But just from these 6 weeks, how has life changed for you? Because yes, it feels different, and people are floating towards you. And I remember yesterday you were sharing on the group as we were in our graduation class that the outer world is still not reflecting the inner world, because the inner world has just taken this quantum jump. It's just
It was
completely different.
huge yesterday. Huge.
It
The,
was.
I was so confused. I didn't recognize me, but I
Beautiful.
loved it. And this morning I woke up with a smile and happiness, and the sun was shining, and yeah, it's been beautiful.
I tend to say that the space that I hold is one of infinite possibility, and then and divine love. And then when I meet you in that place and you just see yourself in that infinite possibility, you don't recognize yourself because there's no limitation on you anymore.
I definitely
So
not recognize myself, but I love who I've
mm,
become.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's much more true to who you really are and the great gift you have to give to the world. And it's been such a pleasure to have you on the course. So if there's any ladies out there that have been trying to set up their business and they're struggling and they're tired and they seem to be on this hamster wheel of looking for support but not finding it, really that is really that deep and transformational, what would you say to them?
Follow your heart, because my
Mm-hmm.
heart led me to just sign up for this course, even though just before I had decided no more courses, I'm spending more money than I'm getting in right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the answers aren't out there. The answer is not out there. But my heart said, well, with Lizete, it's different. And I followed
Mm.
my heart. So if you feel that at all, then go with it, because it will be worth it.
In regards to the content, because there's different parts of the 6 week journey that I've tried to pull together. It's quite a new thing, because I was like, I wanted to do one-on-one coaching. So we had a one-on-one session.
We did.
I still wanted to do a group dynamic because I love bringing women together in sacred space where they can reflect each other's beauty back to them. But also we had a lot of teaching. And in that content, it's nothing about tips and tricks, but had you ever heard truth around consciousness and true empowerment and actualization like you've heard in the last 6 weeks? Have you heard that?
No,
What was
no.
so different about this?
Nobody does what you do, Lizete. Nobody has that energy. Nobody has the words that carry so much power and meaning. Nobody can bring a group together the way I experienced within that 6 weeks. So I can't pin it down to the actual content as a learning thing, which I always have done up until now.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't work like that this
No,
time.
it didn't.
It,
Because it's really not about the content. It's although the content is fabulous and we have a great, you know, framework around awareness, around activation, around alignment.
yeah. but it
But
wasn't
it's
just an academic course. I think
mm,
this is the difference. I didn't feel the need to write reams of notes so that I could remember what you were saying. It was just penetrating, and I didn't need anything else. And I've never experienced that before, because every course that I've been on, I've had my pen and you make loads of notes, and then you go back and you read them and they don't make the same kind of sense because there's no voice behind your own. I, I was just so drawn into the whole experience of our meetings once a week and with the group. I didn't feel that I had to write notes. I felt it was just penetrating, and I was understanding and going with the flow, and I didn't need the notes. It wasn't an academic course for me, even though you'd set it all out and there was a lot of learning and a lot of things that may reflect different for others. But for me, I found I didn't need that. It
it was
was
it was just a transmission for you, an integration.
absolutely, yeah.
Mm, that's incredible, hon. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I'm so glad that the business is taking off, that you're feeling amazing in your own skin, and just starting a whole new chapter. And now
So
that
thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to share my experience with you, with the whole world. The world needs to know Lizete is here.
you and that you are here and we're ready to all arise, because in these times more than ever we need to not just get on with our creative businesses or take our positions in corporate and lead people, but we need to do it from a place of such wholeness, of such gentle power, of such authentic kind of presence. And we can have ourselves back. And I'm so delighted just to see the transition that you've experienced in just 6 weeks. And I cannot wait for the next year. So we will be back.
I'm
Oh, I
buzz-
can't wait.
buzzing ready to take this further. Yes, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, my sweet. Thank you so much.